Hello. It's getting a bit stormy out here. Hello, and welcome to another edition of, I can't remember which edition this is. It's the 107th edition of Normalising Rarities. That's where we are at. This is Top Rock, Africa's oldest and most reputable wholesaler of minerals, fossils, and good times. If this is your first time here, please take the time to read Cara's short story down in the description beneath, because she really poured herself into it. And it includes important little T's and C's, such as we're a wholesaler that's located in Africa. That's right, on the other side of the pond. And that's why, well, to make the shipping costs per kg slightly more bearable, you've got to ship after collecting or piling up 10 kilograms worth of minerals. Other than that, common to claim, just a flat number will suffice. You've got 7 days to cough up, otherwise you lose it, and all kinds of credibility issues. Other than that, it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. News. Yes, it's still 2 weeks away for Madagascar. I think I spoke about the smokies. We got some smokies in. This is a funky one. Congo, Luena. That's where we like getting smokies. Well, it's pretty impressive smokies there, as well as citrine, amongst other things. But so they speak Swahili and French there. And so one of our 5 dealers, we said, please, can we get yellow smokies? You know, the yellow orangey ones. And needless to say, he went, yeah, we can do that. We can certainly. He's gonna sort us out with a whole lot of yellow smoky quartz. And I think it must be a language barrier thing. And now he's sitting with, hey, don't get me wrong, some of these are absolutely stunning as far as smokies are concerned. They most certainly are. Okay, they need to be cleaned still, but as far as the smokies are concerned, these dark ones are absolutely thrilling. This one here, Nick refused to buy because it's, well, rubbish. Rubbish is a bit harsh, sorry fella. But it's got a whole lot of matrix and a whole lot of broken bits. So he sent it by post, and now we've got to send it back. And he said, this is the dealer. He said, make me an offer. Okay, so I'm going to extend that little, well, to you guys. If you can make a reasonable offer on that, you can have it. Happy days. It's a nice garden ornament if you have a garden. If not, everyone has a door, and that's going to stop most doors from opening or closing. Right, so those are the smokies, and that's also why we've got a 2 citrine clusters in the lineup today. So it is a nice lineup today. There are all kinds of interesting goodies. Come on. Yeah, you can stand, and you can stand, and we can all stand together. Right, so we're mucking around and banging on about rubbish. Let's start off with a little bit of sliced watermelon fluorite from Namibia. There are 2 slices in this flat. That's only polished on one side. They weigh 1.18 kilograms. Ooh, this is a beauty, and it is actually sliced, polished. There's a rough polish. It's not an exquisite polish. That's very cool, man. It's very thinly sliced as well. Lots of blue in there as well. 1.18 kgs, rated as very good. This little flat of 2 watermelon fluorite slices is going to cost $53. That's flat $353. On to some. I'm sure it's supposed to be shutterkite, but off the cuff I see malachite and chrysocolla. But there's 5 of them. Let's find some shutterkite in here. There's plantite, chrysocolla, a little bit of shutterkite over there. little bit of halloysite. Well, I think accusing this as being a shuttercut flat is pushing it a little far. Some nice quartz in there. It's a bit interesting. Is that? That looks like dioptase to me. Check it out. Urongo. Not Urongo, this is Kalkefelt. It's definitely a little bit like a speck of shutterkite on the sides there. Smoky quartz, that's malachite, it's not dioptase. So of the three, this is the most interesting one. I'll tell you what, unless this is really cheap, it's not really worth writing home about. It weighs, I don't know where is the ticket, probably be a 2.5 kgs. Yeah, that ticket. It weighs 2.805 kilos. It's going to cost $29. Yeah, fair enough. I would expect a little less, but still, it's a whole lot of chrysocolla for flat 41. Next up, the Tokulite. All free forms, no standings. That is nice. Cleanly claw. Other words. Where's the other one? And a mica matrix. These little jimmies. Almost of ill repute. They're very pretty though. Weighing all of 1.22 kilograms, rated as good, very good to A grade. These 6 are going to cost $59. That's flat $479. Up next, all right, a very nice flat 35 little pineapple quartz clusters from Madagascar. And they are beautiful, clean, clear. I haven't seen many with or any with broken tips. As he says it, he picks one up with a broken tip. Nice little side crystals as well. Let me This flat weighs 890 grams. Bit of limonite and a few of them. It's a very nice flat, man. If you like a little bit of white quartz, this is absolutely stunning. Lekker. This flat, all 35 little Malagasy quartz, pineapple quartz clusters. It's going to cost $29. That's a winner. That's flat F21. Righto, up next we've got some of that new, very pretty polished Cabochon dolomite specimens. There are 4 in this flat. Beautiful little banded patterns. I've been told to be wary of mentioning that there's calcite in there, so I won't. Nah, look at that. It's calcite and dolomite, and those little bands over there, they're little bits of aragonite. Because that's what happens with calcite. It breaks down and becomes aragonite, and reforms as aragonite, rather. These 4 weigh 1.26 kilograms. And they are loaded with pyrite and hematite, as well as chukka, as well as native copper. Native copper being slightly more iridescent. I didn't see any there. Just look at that. That is beautiful. Mick Jagger would approve. Look at those beautiful rhombohedral patterns, formations of the dolomite. And there's a little bit of spiky, attractive little bit of chrysocolla hiding away there as well. That's very funky. Ooh. You know, I think I'm going to have to take a photo of that, because if that's fibrous, that's shutterkite. I'm going to do exactly that. Right, so there I went to Nick and I went, hey, I reckon it's shutterkite. And he got quite upset. Not because it's of shutterkite or chrysocolla, because the blues actually, well, there is some chrysocolla in there, but a large part of kind of enhancing that color has to do with the finishing powder that they use after the polishing. So that is what it is. And then he cleaned it with a little textile gun. Alas, there's a lot more hematite on the edge there. That is a beautiful flat. And I think we can all safely say that, yes, there's most certainly. Let's just go in there. Yes, that is calcite. Scalenohedral dog-tooth calcite. Thank you, haters. Live with it. Right, so this little flat over here is going to cost all of $53. It is flat A3. Next up, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, and muscovite, and feldspar, I suppose. A little bit of green in there, that's quite interesting. 3 large-ish clusters. That's... No, you know what that green is? That's highlight opal. And I'll prove it just now. Beautiful luster on some of these black tourmaline shrill crystals. And then a little one. Lots of black tourmaline in amidst the muscovite, vermiculite. Nick insists vermiculite, and I'm going with muscovite. Thank you very much, but simply because of a book I read. Book could also be wrong. Let's show you the highlight opal. Alright, so go. No, Fig. Stop that. There we go. These little orange jobs really tickle me. I see them in plenty places. That is irrefutably a whole lot of highlight opal. It's so strong, actually reflecting green on the other rocks. That's very funky. And actually, you know what? This reminds me. So this one doesn't have highlight opal, but it reflects. So the UV, this is a reminder to the shortwave UV fanatics, is that that UV reflects and still hits your skin and your eyes. So it is properly well advised to get a proper safety wear when you do play with UV shortwave. There's an example of how it reflects. There we go. This flatter black tourmaline, or 3 of them, that's going to cost $60. This is flat 84. Next up, some clear quartz galleys, all 12 of them, rated as good to A grade. This one's got a bit of limonite. Not super clear, so this is the good one. Still some beautiful veils. Also, the good ones. Oh, this is super clear. That's a bit trippy. Nice. Don't give away your misspent childhood, Francis. There you go. These are 12, weigh 1.3 kilograms. They're going to cost $36. This is flat 486. Then on to some good to very good at best reniform malachite from the Congo. 3 of them, quite hefty little fellas. If you were to slice your own, I think these would do exceptionally well. Three beautiful, well, rough pieces from the Congo. It weighs 2.02 kilograms. It's going to cost $48. This is flat 466. Then onto Rarities, and I wish Cora was here. There's because she'd be pouring herself into them, finding the inevitable Rarities in hydros. I have not had the time. They are pretty though. There are 15 of them rated as good to A grade. Oh, hello. Are you? Maybe, maybe not. $640 grams. Beautiful stepped smoky Rarities. You might also know it as Shangaan amethyst, because comes from Shangaan country in Zimbabwe. It's actually not very far away from South Africa. It's about 200 kilometers north of Beitbridge, which is basically... Oh, there's an anhydro. Oh, cool, man. Nice. Francis finds an anhydro during the show. Amazing. Wonders never cease. This flat's going to cost $26. This is flat number 479. Oh, Beitbridge and Messina. They're 10 kilometers apart. There we go. Right, then we've got 3 rose quartz. Well, 2 rose quartz and 1 kind of Girasoli blue rose quartz spheres. I checked these earlier. 2 of them had very nice clear asterisms back in the day when the sun was shining. This is a kind of Girasoli one. Well, they're okay. 1.29 kilograms for the 3 spheres. They're going to cost $49. This is flat $4.75. Next up from Madagascar, we've got some cornelian palm stones. There are 12 of them. They weigh 1.21 kilos, rated as very good to A grade. And we're always here for a little bit of a vug hunt. Like cornelian / golden healer. They're okay. That's pretty good. Nice and dark. No, we don't heat them. These 12 cornelian palm stones are going to cost $40. That's flat $270. Then onto some shiny. We got some Congolese chrysocolla. That's quite a waxy finish. More often than not, these have had quite a bit of juicy to them, but not so much this. This is basically chrysocolla with beautiful little silky malachite specks. This is where it gets interesting. Ooh, hello, look at you. The malachite after azurite pseudomorphs, those bladed little malachite pieces. And all that juicy covering the chrysocolla. That is a beautiful specimen. More of those little pseudomorphs at the base here. Small little ones. That is quite a magnificent specimen. Very cool. Very nice. 990 grams. They're both rated as A grade. They're going to cost $193. This is flat $269. Next up, oh yeah, we've got 35 absolutely mint Lesotho calcites from Albert Mountain, and this tip here is almost translucent where the calcite is. That is beautiful. Figster? No, don't be that dog. Dragon's teeth, if you must. They've started to disseminate, or the calcite started to disseminate beneath that druzy layer of quartz around the base. Here we go. Here we see that calcite at the bottom. Here's a beautiful example. These 35, they weigh 1.05 kilograms, and they glow. And I'm going to show how they glow. Right, lava. Come on, there we go. Look at that. An entire arsenal of lava red hot arrowheads. That's spectacular. Very, very nice. So there we go, 35 little Lesotho, Albert Mountain Lesotho calcites. They're going to cost $52 for the 35. This is flat F6. Then on to cobbed rose quartz. Nice jammy rose quartz as well. There's 5.45 kilograms worth of 24 cobbed pieces. Rated as very good to A grade. These are going to cost $39. That's for almost 5.5 kilograms worth of rose quartz. This is flat $231. Then on to some malacola from the Congo. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's Kakanda. There we go. Beautiful malachite, then covered by that chrysocolla with some pterogenite, bringing up the black relief. Very nice and clean too. Not a lot of matrix to talk about, and the matrix is actually very light, regardless of the amount of copper there. That's a lot of heterogenite in between the matrix and the malachite. Very nice. These will cost $54. This is flat $416. And on to some partly polished blue lace agate. Polished on one side only. This is from Nsanje, a little village in the southern part of Malawi, nestled right next to the Shire River. That's a beauty. Oh, that's a whole lot of matrix. And a little bit of a vug and juicy there. This is a beauty. So recently I've actually looked into, some of these have got calcite, but I reckon there's actually more calcite in the matrix than there is in the little formations that sometimes appear. I'm going to check. Right, let's see if that matrix lights up. Yeah, it does. There we go. Evidence of calcite. There we go, that one. Turn it over. Yeah, go on then, look at that. That's wicked. A little bit of calcite there in the vug itself. Yeah, go on then. Funky vol. Yo, lekker ding. Nice. There you go, weighing 1.51 kilograms. These 4 partly polished blue lace agates are going to cost $44. This is flat number F11. From Malawi, we move to Zimbabwe and Botswana. We've got some Sashi River red agate palm stones, all 20 of them. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. That one's less nice. And there's an iron-rich sashi. Quartz in there. Look at this one. That's nice. Oh, love that 3D translucency. That's gorgeous. Very nice. Oh man, yeah, look at the bands. Most of them are pretty wicked. One or two are pretty meh. But that's all right. This flat weighs 1.56 kilograms. It's going to cost all of $45. That's flat F15. Then on to some celestite from 12 little, part of geodes once upon a time. These Malagasy, from the little ocean, it's a terribly isolated little village next to the on the west coast of Madagascar. Sakwani, the preeminent destination or origin of all good quality or great quality celestites in the world. For the larger part, it's pretty much a Muslim community. So they also, apart from having to negotiate the tides and their mining, because all of these celestite geodes are pretty much level with the water level, the ocean table. So they do live by timetables. weighing 1.63 kilograms. These 12 little celestites are going to cost $52. This is flat 646. Then on to some polished Malagasy amethyst points. And can't say I'm overly impressed with them. To be nice about it. That's a nice deep dark purple though. That's very cool. Nice little phantom in there. These weigh 1.02 kilograms, rated as good to very good at the very best. They're going to cost $34. That's flat 498. Right. Citrine. Hello, my old friend. Long time no see. There's 2 clusters in this flat. No one has accused them of not being chipped. They are good to very good at best. Unfortunately, those tips have... It's not too bad, but it's still from Luena, and you've heard me bang on about how the Congolese don't have roads, and consequently, most crystals from there get smashed. It's not bad. Clarity's pretty damn awesome. Plus, it leans. Well, leans. This one stands. There we go. Citrine with a whole lot of Kundalini and a bit of a break there. That is pretty damn impressive. The 2 clusters with some iron there. It's nice. They weigh, I think it's almost 3 kilograms. Yeah, 2.825 kilograms is what these 2 clusters weigh. They're going to cost all of $139. This is flat F28. Next up, Cara insists, because we have Halloween around the corner, and yeah, Halloween might be oranges, but this pumpkin is green. It's verdite from Zimbabwe. It's rated as A grade. It weighs 2.92 kilograms. The stem is attached with some, I don't know what you guys call it, but it's plastic here in South Africa. Australia, I think you call it glue tack. But yeah, so a nice big verdite pumpkin. It's going to cost $41 for flat 480. Then onto some jacaranda amethyst from Mumbwa in Zambia. There's 2 clusters in this flat. Rated as very good only. That is a beautiful large window. Lovely clarity as well. It's nice. Some of the Mumbwa does come out with quite a lot of iron coating, so these are pretty clean by comparison to the vast majority of Mumbwa amethyst. Weigh 2.27 kilograms. These 2 are going to cost $41. That's flat 401. Then, stalagmitic malachite from the Congo. It's a beauty. Look at that. It's probably the right way up would be, yeah, that would be the right way up, I'm assuming. So unless you've been digging them out yourself, it's hard to tell which side of the cavity they were allowed to grow. But this is an absolutely splendid Congolese malachite stalagmite. It weighs slightly more than 4 kilograms. Let me show you the other side, which isn't entirely impressive. But it is solid as. There we go, you beastie. This little stalagmite is going to be $164. This is flat F33. Lekker. Rightio, on to the second trolley we go. And first up, we greeted by some beautiful clear quartz crystals from Madagascar. There's two of them in this flat. As far as natural large crystals are concerned, that is quite special. And this one, yeah, no, this one's partly polished. Yeah, no way. That is glorious. How cool is that? Oh, all the self-healing there. Weighing 2.58 kilograms, these two crystals, they're gonna be $60. That's for flat 269. Then on to 35 beautiful little black tourmaline shawl clusters. They are very pretty. Lots of nice shiny luster. Beautiful formations. I'll be surprised if there isn't any highlight opal on here. They're rated as kind of two minds about good, very good, and then some A grade as well. Take some time just to see if I don't spot a bit of aquamarine in here. Oh, that's nice, man. Check this out. Very cool. Very nice black tourmaline. Let's see if it lights up. Right, let's see if there's magic. No! Shock and horror. Wow, a little bit. Itsy titsy little bit. Okay, it's officially a flat of black tourmaline. Almost only, except for that one. This little flat of black tourmaline shawl. It weighs slightly more than 1 kilogram. It's going to cost $68. This is flat number 882. Next up, from Lesotho, we got some, well, interesting to say the least, Lesotho quartz clusters. Beautiful white, just like the snow that just hangs out in Lesotho most of the time, most of the year. It's the one country in the world with the highest low point. So it is a tiny little mountain country, but it is stunning. Look at that. That's where the calcite used to hang out. I'll show you now. Calcite still sometimes, and some of them, they just still hang out there. So it's a nice, interesting little bit of blue chalcedony that sometimes coats the Lesotho minerals. I bet you that's going to be calcite. Yeah. Sure, that's interesting. Pretty. Let's go check it out. Right. Lesotho quartz clusters. There's a little bit of calcite there. Just beneath the surface as well. Let's flip them over. See those hollow bits. No, not much happening there. Neither there. Oh. Well, colour me surprised. Okay, we still got some there. So that's a pretty funky little flat of white Lesotho quartz. So there we go. One having a lot of calcite in the middle. It's a what was his weigh? This is 1.56 kilograms for the 6 little quartz clusters. It's $58. That is flat 260. Next up, we've got, how many are there? There's 15 polished little blue lace agate freeforms. Very nice, some smallies. Nice juicy. That's an attractive little galet. There we go, very nice flat of polished blue lace. That's a stunning little fella. Weighing 1.64 kilograms. These 15 are going to cost $62. That is flat F39. Then on to some dioptase. There are 20 of these little beautiful green dioptase specimens. They are rated as goodish, very good to A grade. Beautiful formations there, look at those. This one's edging onto good grade. The scuff marks aren't fantastic. That's very good. That's beautiful, beautiful. Nice large crystal. That's good to very good. There's a nice little flat of dioptase. Chrysocollid, no, not chrysocollid there. Nice. Weighing, what is this? 200 grams. These 20 are going to cost $103. That's pretty cheap. I think that's a bloody good deal for dioptase, given that most of them are actually very good to A. Flat 127. Then on to some ball malachite with excuse me, pardon. Some ball malachite on Juicy from the Mndingi mine. Lots of limonite in this Juicy. 2 specimens. I have seen better. These are rated as good to very good. They weigh 880 grams. They're going to cost all of $41. This is flat number 496. Onto some girasol. That is blue rose quartz. 2 standing freeforms. Rated very good to A grade. These weigh 1.52 kilograms. And they are proper girasolish. They're going to cost $44. That is flat 478. Then on to, these were described as green fluorite spheres, but they are predominantly green, I suppose, but there is a very nice little hint of blue in these as well. There you go. Nice gently there. There's a strong hint of blue as well. Nice. Hard to polish this. They weigh all of 1.32 kilograms, rated very good to A grade. They're going to cost $44. This is flat number 484. Then on to some more Mndingi mine. is a druzy coated malachite. Nice, sparkly, sparkly. Assume that the malachite after azurite pseudomorphs, small little bastions of pokey up in the skiesness. Definitely, that's definitely the azurite malachite after azurite pseudomorphs. Those blades over there. Then some oxidation, and then we have a little nice dusting of crusher cola there as well. These are going to cost $59. That is flat 727. Right, then I'm going to go on to a little lepidolite binge, and I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. But first we've got some Zimbabwean rough natural lepidolite, and you can see there's quite a bit of mica in these, nice sparkly mica. So these are 1.75 kilos altogether. There's a little bit of quartz in there as well. I am looking for evidence of other things like pink tourmaline, but that's the Malagasy stock. So this is Zimbabwean. They're not going to cost much. This is $19. $19 for... it doesn't say how many. 14 little comped pieces. Flat 813. Right, now, you guys might know this, and I need to apologize. I got things wrong. My friend Dirk, king of wit and quite a clever dude, went down a rabbit hole, because I've always said, and sorry, so this is a crap flat, but I pulled it on purpose because I was looking for the blue. So the pink tourmaline is in there with the lepidolite and there's smoky quartz and then the blue. And now lepidolite is essentially lithium. So I erred my devious ways by saying that is proper lithium, the blue over there. Turns out that's not the case, because lithium is all of the time, not some of the time, a compound element. That renders it to be, okay, then the guessing game starts. But Dirk had it spot on. This is indicolite. Because albite, specifically, is quite renowned for living within the vicinity of pink tourmaline as well as lepidolite, especially in Mozambique. However, this is from Madagascar, and I am going to say it again. This, sorry guys, I got it wrong. It's not lithium. That is blue tourmaline. It's a very nice one as well. So, yeah, these three little points, 1.99 kilograms. There's a bit more of the blue tourmaline. They're rated as pretty crap. They're going to cost $48. This is flat 688. And then, just for interest's sake, we have the cobbed Zimbabwean lepidolite. And then we have the polished Zimbabwean lepidolite. And these are absolutely stunning. Still some of the mica in there. This gives it that silver leafy kind of look. They weigh 1.58 kilograms, rated as very good to A grade. They're going to cost $42. This is flat $288. And on to some Namibian sodalite. This is from Kunene River. There's 2 sodalite spheres. That's a nice deep dark blue. The 2 weigh 1.25 kilograms. Rated very good to A grade. They're going to cost $51. That's for the 2 sodalite spheres, flat F44. Okay, and then the older traditional kind of, okay, maybe not you. Why must that always happen? The traditional kind of very fine crystallization Bucanote hook. So this is a flat of 70, and it's got a mix of nice pure white spirit quartz. Can't use quartz. Let's call it fairy quartz if it's white, and then spirit quartz if it has a nice little bit of lilac, and then we can call it ametrine, like this one, if it has some. I can't think of it. Not citrine, limonite. If it has limonite in the base, that nice colouring. We sometimes call it ametrine, which is naughty. It's a beautiful flat though, 1.22 kilograms. There's 70 of these beauties, $57. It's pretty cheap. That's flat F47. Then on to some Lesotho quartz fingers, quite large ones. That's a bit naughty as well. This is mostly they cleaned out really nicely. There's some broken tips there. Rated a good to A grade. There's all bunches here. Some of these are absolutely stunning. These, however, that's an old bit naughty. So this was put in the acid, and then it wasn't left for long enough in water after the acid. So that's what that yellow discoloration is. Still, some people quite like it. The purists, they will have a problem with it. I quite get that. 35 of these little crystals. Oh, it's a funky little one. They're going to cost $44. That is for 1.5 kilos worth of Lesotho quartz fingers, flat F50. There we go. Next up, we got some more of these beautiful little polished cobaltin, dolomite and calcite and aragonite freeforms. Oh, and malachite. There's 3 of them in this flat, weighing 1.29 kilos altogether. Beautiful dolomite. And the best one in the flat. It's this nice, deep, dark, gemmy purple and gemmy dolomite. That is pretty as. Chalcopyrite as well as hematite, all next to each other. Gorgeous flat, 1.29 kilos. It's going to cost $53. This is flat F55. Then some other more options on the Lesotho calcite. These little dragon's teeth, or canines, or incisors. These 12 weigh 970 grams. Yes, they fluoresce. Let me show you. I'm not going to show you again. But they are very excitable. They're going to cost $42. This is flat F, 58. Then on to some Namibian blue lace agate. These little slices. They're quite hard matrix, much harder than the Malawi stock. The 6-way, 1.46 kilograms. Just a matte polish on the back. There's a nice little slice. Blue lace, man, that's beautiful. Rated as a very good grade, 1.46 kilograms. It's going to cost $41. This is flat number 800. Then, something of a what the actual devil. So, I can only imagine what went on through the sculptor's mind here. Okay, so for you who don't come from Africa and who have never met a leopard, they invariably don't hang around on their heads. And I don't know anybody brave enough, or any circus brave enough, to have a leopard in the circus. It is signatured, so it's a kind of an old, probably 80s or 90s sculpture. M. Kalmalala, M. Kalmakak, no idea. Lunga Makalunga. So it must have started off like that, and then one thing led to another, and the paws, well, tell you what, they didn't stand up for himself, so he just decided to create a headstand leopard. So I don't think it's that odd. I think everything serves a purpose. Kara, for example, is the perfect exponent for appreciating this, because being a person who loves lying down in bed, this is the perfect sculpture. That's right. So, if you like lying down in bed, viewing your sculptures side on, this is one of those few times that you can have the perfect carving. Very nice. Leopard stone leopard. It weighs 2.25 kilograms. It's going to cost $98. This is a flat 751. Then onto a single little beautiful Cabotian dolomite specimen with nice gemmy malachite after azurite pseudomorphs, and then also some chrysocolla in there. Pretty little specimen. Not too much matrix. It weighs, what does it weigh? 840 grams. It's rated as A grade. It's gonna cost $32. This is flat 359. Then onto some polychrome jasper, a flame from the northwest of Madagascar, and it's an interesting one because more polychromes are, I get used to them, they're also called Picasso, but this one's almost a bit more subtle. And I really like it. I like those subtle little lines. It's a beautiful flame. It weighs 1.78 kilograms. It's going to be $36. This is flat 515. Then onto a large Septori standing freeform. It's a bulky little mother. I wouldn't would say this is pretty much very good grade. It weighs, I don't know what it weighs 3.66 kilograms because aragonite and calcite's not light. It's going to be $68 for this large fella. This is flat number 262. Then, last item for today is an absolutely exquisite, polished, reniform malachite from the Congo. It really is beautiful. It stands on its own. It weighs 16.3 kilograms. It is kind of hollow. I'll show you. But this is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Proper statement piece. This beauty here is going to cost $659. It's essentially 700 Rand a kilo, and there is 16.3 kilos of it. $659 for flat F62. Lekker. Right, guys, thanks for popping in again. It's Thursday, and we're looking to the weekend with a bit of optimism. Another 2 weeks. See you later.